Hello and welcome to Neat Me Debt Free. My name is Hannah and this is my space to talk about my family's finances. Today's video is a budget with me for our June 2021 budget. As you can tell, I am a spreadsheet budgeter, so I do use Google Sheets. I budget chronologically based around our paydays. We are fortunate enough to have relatively set paydays. We're paid monthly from our full-time jobs at the end of the month, and that's when our budget resets. And I'm also paid the 10th and the 25th from an on-call position that I have. So this budget will reset, I believe, on the 31st. I don't think that it's a bank holiday, no, because I believe Memorial Day's before that, right? Okay. So this will be pretty close to like an actual true June budget. Let's start by looking at how many Mondays there are in this month. 2, 4, 6, 8. So we're going to kind of do things a little bit differently. I'm trying to be a little bit more clear about what's happening. Oops. I copied this template over from the previous month. Okay. So for groceries and household, let me back up. We don't do cash envelopes. We move money for groceries and household, eating out, and gas for our 2 cars to a separate account. I charge most of this stuff on credit card and pay them off from this account, and I keep track of what we spend. So how I determine how much I put into this account is based off of how many weeks, days are in the month. So for groceries and household, generally we get our groceries for the most part on Mondays. I do like a grocery pickup. That may be changing because I don't work on Mondays anymore, but for a while there I was doing grocery pickup Mondays on my way home from work. But we'll still count for Mondays because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are about the same. So we'll do Monday. So there's 4 Mondays in the month. I budget for $200 each week. So 2, 4, 6, 8. We're going to have $800 there. Eating out, I budget for $60 for each Friday, because Friday is our eating out day. I just found that I don't have the energy to cook on Fridays. It's just kind of tired. So, yeah. It's going to be $240. And then what I'll do is here I'll account for everything we spend. So groceries and household, it's kind of like all the cleaning stuff, just like miscellaneous things we need to keep the house going, toilet paper, all that stuff. It all comes from that budget. For my car, we budget $150 a month for gas. For my husband's car, $120. I'm looking forward to the summer where we're not driving and commuting as much. My work has really fallen off. My husband only is going to work, he's going to work more than that. Anyways, the school year is ending, and so I won't have to drive the kids back and forth to school. I'm only working 2 days a week for the most part. And then I'm not sure about summer school for my husband. It's usually only 4 days a week, but we'll see. But yeah, so grocery or gas, even with the rising cost of gas, hopefully we'll be able to do okay to make it through the month. But yeah, so that is set. And let's go over to the main budget. Okay, so always keep $300 in my savings account associated with our main savings account. So this budget is based off of our direct deposit account. All our paychecks are deposited into this account. And so it all gets kind of shuffled around from this account. So this is kind of like a running tally of the balance in this account. My check will be kind of big this month. I'm guesstimating just over $5,200. My husband's will be $4,700. And then house, so mortgage. This will be the first month we have to pay the HOA fee. Part of our down payment was our escrow account paid the first 2 months of the HOA. Now, going forward, I will have to pay it manually myself. Sinking funds. Let's see where we want to put the sinking funds this month. We are in June. Oh, I gotta shrink it down. Sorry, guys. Okay, June. Sinking funds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I have it kind of split up kind of funky. Looks like we're gonna put $100 to Christmas. This is $100. This is actually occasion. I'm just gonna change that name. $100 into our occasions fund, $200 for the car. So this car sinking fund is for car registration, oil changes and smog and insurance. So that's why there's quite a bit of money that goes into that, because it's probably one of our most expensive bills is car maintenance. $100 into the home. This is like repairs, paint, I don't know, whatever else we may need. House is new, so we don't need too much in this account, but I still want to kind of beef it up while we have the time and the money. Clothing, $100 is going to go into our clothing account. I think I need to kind of increase it this summer, since we're getting close to back to school shopping and needing clothes for the kids. So I might need to, like in July, August, increase it, or maybe even in June. We'll see how the money lies. I'm going to put $50 into our hair account, $25 into school. School's like their yearbook, school pictures, miscellaneous parties, whatever. So it doesn't need too much. Extracurricular, I might need to beef this up. Things are opening up. Numbers are looking good here. So I'd like to put the kids into at least one sport at a time. They're going to do swim lessons this summer. We also need to beef it up. They do Korean school, and the fee for fall semester will be due, I believe, in either August or September. So I'll need to kind of beef that up. So we'll need to reevaluate that. But yeah, that's where that $700 is going to kind of get split into. Oops. Back to June. I'll beef this back up for you guys. Okay, allowances, $200 for each of us. These have already been maxed out. I had been saving $100 every month. But I'll do a separate video on this, why, but yeah, we don't have to pay that anymore. I'm very excited. $100 towards my Roth IRA. Because I made more than I usually do in my months, we're going to send $2,000 to our emergency fund. So our goal for this year is to beef up our emergency fund to $12,000. There's currently $5,000 in there. So this will get us to $7,000. Very exciting. We're going to get there really quick. Groceries. We already decided it's going to be $800. This will be $240, $150, $120. Very excited as well. PG&E True Up. This will be the very last payment for our solar at the old house. $219.11. Awesome. I plan to send $1,000 off the top to my student loans. There are 2 student loans that I am actively looking at to pay off this year at the minimum. That was my goal with all our transition, and it looks like I'm on track to exceed that. I'm very happy. Yeah. Yard service is going to be $100. Life insurance, this is for my husband, $67. His comes separate from his paycheck. I do have life insurance myself. Mine is fairly comparable to his, but mine comes out in my paycheck, so that's why we don't see it accounted for here. Gas and electric, we're gonna budget $250. I'm gonna put a little color mark so that you know. This is a variable amount. I've only gotten one legitimate gas and electric bill for this house, so I don't really know, guesstimates. So I like to over budget. And then what I'll do is I'll send the difference to our core savings in our Ally account. And every time our core savings hits $100, I move that either towards savings or debt payment. I like even numbers. So that's what I do with the differences for these variable bills. So that's why it's kind of important to know which ones are variable, because what I do is as soon as the bill comes in, the difference from what I budgeted gets transferred over into that pot, ready to be used for something else. Antivirus. So if you noticed, in my year overview, I have irregular bills here. And so this is where I kind of keep track of things that randomly come up that used to be budget breakers for us. And so every June, I pay for antivirus for us. I usually get it for at least 5 devices. So for our computers and our cell phones. And I'm budgeting $50. I think I can get a good deal on it. Usually it's on sale either on Amazon or Costco will have it on sale, or sometimes the website will have it on sale for me. Housekeeper. So we fired our housekeeper. I don't know. They just kind of were treating our house with no respect. And so we fired them. We actually have a meeting this week to interview a new housekeeper. And so hopefully that works out, but I don't know the cost yet. So I'm just going to leave it blank, but leave it as a footholder because we are going to continue to invest in that for now. So let's put this in green as well. So they were coming every other week. So I'm going to keep the budgeted amount, $160. It may be more or less with this new lady, but we'll see. So minimum, I have to work 1 shift per pay period. So that's about $260. So that's why I have those earmarked in. Comcast, I believe, is $50. Pest control. Would you believe it or not, my husband still hasn't settled this. I'm almost tempted to just take over and make the decision for us because I still don't know how much it's going to be. But again, I want to keep a footholder and I want to budget for it so that I know what, or I have the money for it. Netflix is $13.99. Kids allowance is $31. Verizon is our cell phone bill. It's generally $100 and some change. That fluctuates depending on what's going on. So that is another variable, and I over budget for it. But that one I'm able to closely over budget for it. We're talking just pennies. So I like that. House. So if you've been following along, you know that we moved into a new house in March. I would like to send at least $1,000 to the house needs and wants. They should be ready to put the shades up on our house. We put a deposit down for about half, but they were like 6 to 8 weeks out for installation. But I mean, it gives us time to save money to pay the other half in cash. The other thing that we'd like to do this summer is pour cement in our backyard at the very least, so that we can extend our patio out and create walkways for the trash cans and all that stuff. So I need to make sure that we're still filling up that house needs and wants account. So that's kind of why I want to keep doing that. I am scheduled to get a one-time bonus at the end of May. So with this paycheck, I should be getting a separate check for a one-time bonus, because of, I believe it's CARES money for the school district I work for. Everybody gets a one-time bonus. So that money as well, you won't see it reflected in this budget because it will immediately go into the house needs and wants. So I'll use my bonus also for the shades on the house. And then my husband is going to be teaching summer school in the month of June. So his money will go towards the cement, I believe, is kind of what we're thinking right now. Anyways, so we're looking like we're in good shape. I do zero us out for our actual budget, but I don't like to zero us out in my projected numbers, mostly because I don't know exactly what we're going to get paid. Both of us are salaried, but it does fluctuate a little bit. My husband does committees and coaches and stuff like that, so his check fluctuates as well depending on what was scheduled for the month. But we're also kind of, what are we at? 2021, 19, 20. So we're 2.5 years into our budgeting journey. And I have a pretty good control over my spending. I hate to let's knock on wood, jinx myself, but, just because we have this excess here doesn't mean that we're necessarily going to spend it. We're not, super frivolous anymore. We're pretty much, locked into our budget and very methodical about how we are spending our money. Clearly, like with the house needs and wants, I am planning ahead and making sure we have the cash on hand. Even if I charge it on the credit card, I still have the cash on hand to pay it off right away. A lot of these vendors too, I've found, they don't accept credit. They want cash only. So, that's also kind of a big thing. You never know who's going to want cash. So you need to have it if you want these services. But anyways, this $200, I think we'll even have more than that. I'm hoping, well, let's see. I may split it, the excess, because we may get up to like 300 and maybe do 150 towards the house and another 150 towards debt. Who knows? Because we're kind of splitting our focus. We're hoping to finish up, making our house a home, and also continuing to pay off student loans. We're very close to being debt-free. I think we could do it in about a year, at least for my student loans. So, yeah. Anyways, thank you for sticking around, guys, and I will see you in the next video.